Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-May 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for my lovely Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Let's shuffle it up one time, see what we got for you this week. Talk to me, my guys. What's up with Scorpio, please? And yeah, we're going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going immediately. Let's get it rocking here for my Scorpio collective. My God, what do we got? What's going on for Scorpio, please, in mid-May? All right, the deck is being a little specific now. Usually they pop out super quick. Hey, we got our good friend the Bookhead showing up here, Scorpio. You trying to learn something new? Or are you chasing some sort of knowledge here? Big page energy, and I haven't seen that card in quite a while. It's one of my favorite ones. I should really make a Halloween costume as him one year. But before we fully get into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the May subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about Mr. Bookhead. So you see him here. He is holding books in his arms. There's books stacked up around him. Books as a necklace. Book as a damn hat. Books everywhere. So obviously this card is pointing our attention towards knowledge and education. A lot of you might be trying to learn something new, jump into that. Maybe you're trying to learn spiritual, esoteric knowledge, stuff like that. But page energy is usually a card or cards of learning, but also communicating and teaching. So some of you, if you're not trying to learn, maybe you're wanting to teach others what to do. I know that hits for me, and I'm part of the Scorpio collective. So interesting how this card plays out. There could be a big thirst for learning new things or teaching people your knowledge, okay? I really, really like this card. Maybe it is communication based, so we'll just place that Bookhead right there. Let's get into tarot. I always say with that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading, it's just a footnote. But yeah, I'm going to get you 3 of these before we get the juicy stuff going. Let's shuffle it up. Let's see what we have for Scorpio this week. Let's see if we'll keep the happy streak going. Oh, yeah, the deck almost flew out of my hands. We're going to have to do a quick redo. That was a blooper. That was the weirdest thing. Like the whole half a deck almost flew out of my hands. What do we got for Scorpio? There it is. So last week's reading, and I promise you I didn't title this to be facetious or anything like that. It was titled Best Reading Ever. And part of the reason it was titled that, there was like everything. We had 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and it's been like a month and a half, almost 2 months, where almost every single reading for Scorpio had so much blessings and possibilities that I'm starting to run out of descriptive words and adjectives to describe wins and victories, like straight up. So can't complain about that energy, especially when I'm part of the Scorpio collective too. So let's see what we have for you this week. Maybe we'll keep the good streak running. Maybe not, who knows? See what we got. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you. We could be seeing your vibe or someone else's. And I will say this, if you've been down, if you're down in the dumps or anything, last week's reading, you might want to go check that out. It was super positive. It was really nice. Okay, so now we're starting to see some karmic energy. We're getting more pentacles with the 7 of Pentacles here. Could be patience-based as well. Lots of things. Let's get 2 more. So we're starting with a slow card. Okay, got the 6 of Cups in the center. Now we're looking at the past a little bit. So it seems like time could be a factor here for some reason, Scorpio. Whatever we're seeing, whatever you're about to go through, time. Okay, past, future, present, the whole 9. Okay, so we have a couple of things here, my friends. We got the 10 of Wands on the back end, but you're also going to have a bonus this week. So we are getting definitely a different flavor than the last few weeks, that's for sure. Which is cool, but we don't want to go too far outside of the box. We got the 9 of Wands as your bonus. There could be somebody or something you were very skeptical about. Let's go through real quick. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get the juicy intuitive stuff flowing. Now, at first glance, when I look down here, I did say time is a big aspect with these first 2 cards. We have a lot of fire here on the back end, and I'm also going to point out that we have another 10 card, which we saw in last week's reading, lots of 10 energy, closings of cycles. So It's interesting that we're having a cyclical type of energy. Cycles and karmic energy is showing up big. But position number 1, the Seven of Pentacles. Let's go through it one by one. You see this imagery here. It's a person standing by that bush waiting on those pentacles to grow. So for a portion of you, maybe you've been waiting on something. Maybe your patience is being tested. Could be very close to harvesting something beautiful here. Or your patience is about to pay off when this card shows up. It's really nice generally. I also say that this card has connections to nature, whether it's gardening or walking out in nature to like really cleanse your energy out. But this is one of the prototypical cards of reaping what you sow, what you put forth, you get back in return. So the karmic energy is showing up here front and center. It could even be said that the Six of Cups right next to it does have karmic undertones as well because of its links to the past. All right, but we're seeing this cycle. We're seeing cycles of life and we're seeing cycles in general. Now, the Six of Cups, let me just fix that Seven of Pentacles before we fully get into the Six of Cups. You see the imagery here. You have these two kids, they're sharing that cup. It's a beautiful, warm and fuzzy type of energy generally. This could speak about soul connections and those that we have a lot of history with. To me, when I see it, I think of memories and history in general, things that may have already happened, things that could have elapsed already. You might be reflecting on the past a little bit, like maybe what you've done right, what you could have done different. Or this could just be representing a soulmate or soul connection, someone that you share a lot of history with, all right? Someone that you've known for quite a long time. Generally not a bad card, but you see what I'm saying about the cycles, the time starting to show up. It is here in this reading, the karmic energy. Now, as we get to the back end, this card makes me raise a little bit of an eyebrow here. We got the 10 of Wands. This card could represent burdens, okay? Somebody with a lot of weight on their shoulders, somebody who's going through quite a lot of things. Now, it is also a card of determination, someone who's going to keep pushing, keep moving, keep doing their thing. It doesn't matter how heavy it is, they're going to keep doing the damn thing. But the 10 of Wands could also be warnings about your health, your vitality. Make sure you're getting proper rest and relaxation. When I see this card, it could speak about illness, sickness, or things like that, whether it's people you care about or yourself. Specifically, if we're talking about the physical body, watch out for your neck, back, and spine when this card shows up. You want to get proper rest. But it could also be, aside from physical, mental and emotional heaviness, like someone who's just got a lot on their plate. Now, moving to the very back end, briefly, this is another footnote. We have the Nine of Wands, the wounded warrior, someone who's been through quite a lot. And in the whole scope of what we see here in this spread, it could be telling us that, hey, whatever we're looking at here could have already happened for a lot of Scorpios. The wounded warrior's just been through a lot and they don't want it anymore. This is skepticism. You might be looking at somebody or something and like you got your eye on it, right? It's defensiveness as well, and it's protectiveness over your happiness. So it's going to be interesting to really piece all this together. Let's do that, Scorpio. Let's jump in deeper and clarify. All right, we're going to get a good shuffle going. Let's see what we got for Scorpio, please. What do we got for Scorpio, my guys? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Seven of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Scorpio, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Seven of Pentacles. Why is this Seven of Pentacles here? Thank you. Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah, I mean, some of you might feel like someone deserves a karmic lesson, or they deserve a dose of karma, and that could be coming in here. We have the Queen of Swords in reverse. Generally, when I see the Queen of Swords, I think of a very stern, serious, shrewd type of energy. So when I see it in reverse underneath the Seven of Pentacles, to me, it's like, all right, that person got away with something, or that person skirted karma in some sort of way. This could also just be issues you're having with an air sign whenever this shows up. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the main vibe here, yes, it is that serious, stern type of energy. So it can be spirit saying like, hey, take this serious, like know that you might be going through some sort of cycle shift or cycle change karmically, okay? So it could be a warning about these karmic cycles kicking in, whether times have been good, bad, rough, in between, and it could just be issues with an air sign showing up, but I would take it seriously, all right? We're gonna keep moving forward. I feel like I don't need to really overcomplicated, but it's just giving me that nagging little feeling that you may feel like someone got away with something. Like, you know, they didn't pay for what they've done, or they just got away with it. Only take that for what it's worth. Let's keep moving over to the Six of Cups. That was an odd little message, my friends. But trust, karma is going to kick in. Karma will be served in some form or fashion. So let's see what's going on with that Six of Cups. Let's see what this card of history could be telling us. Interesting reading, my friends, I'll tell you that. Now we're getting another queen. We have the Queen of Wands in the upright here. Now, I just need to mention this, the fact that we're getting a lot of queens as clarifiers. In tarot, I always say kings represent control of their respective suit. Queens represent the inner world, like how we're feeling on the inside. Now, the Queen of Wands, if this isn't representing a very deep connection you have with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag, someone that you have a ton of history with and their prominence is showing up here big time, this is absolutely somebody feeling like the past was better. Like, I wish I could go back to the way things used to be. So if not you, there might be someone you're connected to, a soul connection in some sort of way that's like, I wish we could hit rewind, or I wish we could turn back the hands of time, because how it used to be was ideal. Like, that's just the vibe I'm picking up here. Because the Queen of Wands, aside from fire signs, it's a beautiful, sexy, attractive type of energy, super confident. So I feel like it's one or the other. Either it's a very deep connection to a fire sign, or someone that embodies that confidence. It doesn't always have to be literal, but someone that is super confident and they are a light in your life. They could be showing up here, or it's just somebody wishing things could be the way they used to be. Let's move on. We're going to go to the Ten of Wands. I hope this is making sense for you guys, because it's giving me lots of different things, lots of different messages. A lot of internal stuff happening here, Scorpio, with all the queens as clarifiers. But why is the 10 here? Then we'll do our recap before we get into the shadow card. Okay, Hierophant. Okay, this could be something about day-to-day life that really bothers you, or something that is just sticking around. Okay, so we do have the Hierophant clarifying this Ten of Wands. For a portion of you, that could represent a connection to a Taurus. The Hierophant, to me, it could speak about control systems. It could speak about corporations and churches and heavily ingrained things with a deep foundation and structure. For a portion of you, if you are employed at a large corporation, you might hate it. For another portion of you, this could just represent another deep, long-lasting connection that we're seeing that feels a bit heavy at the time. So once again, we're getting like double, triple, quadruple messages for each alignment this week. Very deep reading this week, Scorpio. Now, we are in the time of Taurus as of this filming. When I see the Hierophant, I more think about the day-to-day life. Some of you might feel like you need a shake-up, like you need to switch something up. You need a change of some kind. You need a change of pace. You need to shift the gears. Whatever schedule you're in could be draining you in some sort of way. Like, you might be sick and tired of whatever schedule you're in day to day, whether you're not super busy and you're not doing much, or whether you're hectic and crazy and your mind is in a million different places. Either one could be detrimental, right? We're human beings. We all like a certain amount of scheduling. We all like a certain amount of dependability on what we're going to do with our days, but too much of that can really be a drain. Okay, so for a lot of you, you might need some sort of big shakeup or a massive shakeup. You might be in need of that. Like, switch things up a little bit, give it a little life. And overall, we're seeing, once again, these cycles of time. Like, we have the karmic cycle, we have the past, now we have the current day. So the karmic energy is at play. And like I was saying, you might want to shake up, you might need one. You're probably going to get one with the way this energy is looking. Like, it's going to happen. Like, it's going to happen soon, I believe. Like, the karmic energy is in play. So take that as a warning. Right? Not all change is comfortable. Let's go through and do a quick recap here, Scorpio. Then we'll get into the shadow card. In position number 1 and 2, we were talking a lot about the inner world with the queens, but we have the Seven of Pentacles with the Queen of Swords. This gave me several messages. 1, you should take these karmic warnings seriously and just know that things are about to change in a very big way. Another thing is, you might feel like somebody got away with something. You know, they may have acted in the wrong way and they didn't get what they deserved in some sort of way. Could just be issues with a feminine figure, an older feminine figure, or an air sign here. But moving to the center, we have the Six of Cups and the Queen of Wands. This is where it got a little more complex in this reading. Still more of this karmic cycle type of energy. This could be somebody who is a light in your life, okay? It doesn't just have to be romantic, a very deep soul connection, someone that is like just beautiful, vibrant, and confident, and they are a benefit to you in your life. But this can also represent somebody that wishes things were how they used to be. So if not you, somebody else. Now moving to the very back end, we have the Ten of Wands with the Hierophant, once again giving me all sorts of messages. Could be a very deep, long-lasting connection that you feel like is very heavy at the moment. This could also represent if you're working for a corporation or a power structure, you might hate it. For a portion of you, it could also represent your day-to-day routine is just like draining you in some sort of way, like you need a change, you need a shake-up. And if that's the case, trust you're going to have one with all this karmic energy. Let's get into the shadow card. Don't want to go too long here. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into those further, okay? Let's see what's in the shadows for Scorpio. I mean, that was way different than the last few weeks, that's for sure. But let's see what's in the shadows for you. What we got in the shadows for Scorpio, please? I mean, I like doing complex readings, trust me. But we were getting a lot of things there. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles in the shadows. So very similar to this Hierophant type of energy for a portion of you. The King of Pentacles in the shadows could talk about issues with a father figure or an earth sign. When the King of Pentacles shows up, it talks about overindulgence sometimes. It could also represent how we respond to and react to our material attachments, right? Do we hoard things? Do we overspend? Do we not save enough? Do we overeat? Do we overdrink? Like, there's a lot of things connected to the dark side of the King of Pentacles shadow with things like that. So Spirit might be asking you to really look into that. But once again, for a portion of you, this could just represent a father figure that may have left a scar of some kind. If not that, it could just be an earth sign that you're not seeing eye to eye with. But another thing with this card, it can be very stubborn and planted, just like the Hierophant. So Spirit could be asking you to really change your view on something or soften up your stance as well. So Scorpio, that's what I have for you this week. Interesting reading, that's for sure. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the May subscriber surprise. For the May subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 boxes of the beautiful Tarot of the Owls. This is an awesome deck. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things. As always, my friends, first, you must be subscribed, which I'm sure you already are. And second, let me know down in the comments, out of all the cards in this week's reading, which one spoke to you the most. You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, I will announce the winners in my community tab at random. As always, my friends, much love to you, and I'll see you next time.